Simon, it's really great to have you here on our new series, your interview series, Working in Web3. So we're really excited to get to know what your thoughts are, your experience, and what you think.
Cool. So, happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
So the first question would be, how did you came to work in Web3 and what inspired you?
I think I wanted to be at the forefront of something. I felt like we're building something new in the internet, and it's gonna happen once in my lifetime. Only one time we're gonna have such an impactful, let's call it, evolution of the internet. Last time when the internet was created in the year 2000, I was too small, so I wasn't able to participate in that one. So I missed out on it. And 2019, I saw what's happening in DeFi, especially back then. It was shortly before DeFi summer on Ethereum, and a lot of protocols that kind of went through the ICO bubble in 2018, where like there was kind of over that the FUD has been, has been gone since 1-2 years, and there was excitement again in the industry. And I looked at the protocols, and back then the first protocol I used was actually Radium on Solana, and I felt like this is banking without a bank, and so much more frictionless. And I was impressed by what I can do with it, sending transactions all over the world, no fees, getting APY on deposits, much better than with my bank account. And I don't have to fill anything out. I just have to log in with the wallet. So I felt like something is happening. These people are onto something, and I wanted to be part of it. So it was a very egoistical decision back then. And I tapped my best friend on the shoulder and was like, bro, if we're not going to join this industry right now, I think we might regret it. We'll miss out. I think it's this time of the life right now where we have to make a hard decision. So long story short, we stopped doing whatever we were doing and started to work in Web3.
Yeah, that's so cool. And you were definitely right. You are now at the front of this and in it.
Yes.
Cool. And what would you say, what were your key learnings or key challenges in your current position as a founder?
Yeah, well, there's probably a long list I could name here. But if I have to put one word on it, probably uncertainty and risk, which is like, those are things that can be quite exhausting when you do them, when you experience them for a long time. Like uncertainty is okay for like a week or so, like if you don't know why your significant other is mad at you, like 1 week you can survive, but then you have to have that fucking conversation and you need clarity. And working in an industry like this, there's always uncertainty. We never know. We have a live token. We don't know, like it's not 100% in our hands what happens to it, right? The whole industry is not in my hands. Like if Trump decides to, tell Putin today that there's going to be more war, we might be fucked. like not only because war is bad, but also because the industry will take a hit. So there's so many variables that impact my business directly that I can't control, which can be very exhausting. So I think uncertainty and risk is something as a founder you have to be aware of. You will face these things over a prolonged time, and at some point it will feel like it's not worth it. And when you get that feeling, you still need to keep going, because the asymmetric return of being a founder is at the end of the tunnel. So either you survive the whole fucking way, or you might just end up with nothing. There's a chance, right? So it's all about pushing through that uncertainty, I guess.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, and it's great that you're so resilient, to be honest. Not everybody can do it.
We're trying. We're giving our best.
And this is actually perfect for my next question, because we would like to know if there was a point where you thought, okay, I'm giving up, and what kept you pushing and not giving up?
Yeah, I never give up. I don't give up, because as a founder, you don't have a plan B, right? If you don't have a plan B, you can't give up, because if you give up, what the fuck am I going to do? Like, when my co-founder asked me, Simon, what happens if we don't make it? Like, basically double tapping on this uncertainty topic again. What happens if you run out of money? I told him, I don't fucking know. I don't plan for that. I don't plan for failure. So my plan A is to have success with my current company, and I'll do everything in my hand to do that. And however hard it might be at a certain point, there's no giving up. We've been sleeping on floors from investors. We've been asking parents for money because we couldn't pay rent. We've been through some shit in the past 3 years, right? But at no point we were like, okay, maybe we should stop doing this. Like, there was never an option. So I think that is probably the resilience you need. And I asked a few angel investors what the most important character trait of a founder is. They actually said resilience might be that one thing, because there's a lot of times where you have to just keep going. You can't give up.
Yeah, that is really awesome. Really great. And because we were talking about resilience and characteristic traits you have to have, when you are looking for people to hire, what are the traits you're looking for in them?
Yeah, that's a good question. So it obviously depends what position you're hiring for. It can be very specific, but there's a few things on a human level, on a personality level, that I'm always looking for. Ideally, everyone that works with me on my company is founder material himself or herself. So they always have that drive themselves to just do their fucking job without being asked to do so. That's what being a founder basically means, right? Because no one asked me to do my job, really. Like, maybe, sure, you have investors and stakeholders and community and so on. There's a lot of dependencies, but especially at the beginning, no one told me to move my fucking fingers, right? But I still had to ship. I want my people in my team to have that same mindset. They need to be intrinsically motivated because they just want to be good in life, whatever they do, right? So they need to always strive for the best. That's one thing. And the second thing I would mention here is kind of related to the first one as well, which is proactivity. So I always think in, like, a friend of mine, he made this analogy. He said there's I think he called them cubes and squares. Squares, you push, they spin, and they go. Cubes, you push, they spin, and they stop. And then you push them again, they spin, and they stop. Then you push them again, they spin. That is fucking draining as a founder. If you have to tell someone to do something, they finish it, and then they go and I don't know what the fuck they do. And I need to ping them again. Hey, maybe you should do this now. This is very annoying because you always have to delegate and always think about, okay, what, you know. But if my head of growth knows what we need to grow right now, I don't need to tell him what to do. He's going to figure that out for himself because he's proactive. He's going to think, okay, what can we do to get that KPI done, to hit that target? What can we do? I don't need to give him specifics. That's proactivity. That's because I kick him once and he just starts spinning and he goes, right, until he finishes the task. So I think, being very proactive and being here for the right reasons, intrinsically motivated to be, the best version of yourself. I think these are things that I'm looking for when I hire people, first and foremost.
Okay, cool. And also great analogy. Never heard it before. So gonna keep that in mind too.
Yes. Shout out to my friend Ino. I think he was the first one, my podcast co-host. He has the same mental model for his people that he works with. So yeah, I liked it as well.
And also following up this previous question, have you ever had someone who really stood out who you hired, and how do you immediately see it, or can you see it based on the application, or do you have to see the person first? How is it for you?
I myself don't have the skill to do it based on the application. It's really difficult. There might be instances where something stands out really, but all you do is you're assuming things. It's very superficial when you just look at applications. So the first filter is very superficial. I wouldn't say that I know the person yet at all, right? But as soon as they start working with me, the first thing I actually scan for is proactivity. Like I'm looking for, are they pulling things from me, or are they waiting for me to push them? That's what I'm observing. And if they always wait for me to push things to them, after 1 month, I'll tell them, look, I think it's not going to work out in that position, and we'll find a new one. And we did that, right? Like a few times. But like our head of growth now is the opposite. Like we gave him tasks and he was like, okay, that's interesting. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to figure this shit out. And then he went off, and then he came back after the weekend and he was like, bro, I have this whiteboard. I have all these ideas, you want to listen to them, give me your opinion. I was like, yeah, hell yeah. Like, if you need my opinion, pull it from me. So they have their task. They will ask me if they need something from me to get that task done, not the other way around. I don't have to ask him all the time, every day, hey, are you making progress? Where's the state? So when I observe that they have this level of proactivity, that's a very green flag for me.
Cool. Okay, interesting. And Besides the uncertainty, what would you say is also a challenge in working in Web3?
A challenge working Web3. There's multiple challenges. Most of them are overlapping with all other industries. What is very Web3 specific, probably. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bad people in the space, a lot of bad actors. And I've seen it happen that really good founders with really good intentions were pushed out of the space because of this, because they were like, fuck this. By the way, sorry for swearing. I do that. You can beep the word.
Yeah, we're honest here.
Okay. But yes, I'm very, that's actually something I'm very passionate about as well, because if we spread good energy in this space and if we behave like good humans, you know, treating each other with respect, not scamming each other, you don't have to be friendly all the time, right? Like if someone isn't doing their job or something is wrong, you get loud, that's okay, but not bad intention, right? And there's so many bad intention people in the space that are just here for, you know, scamming and, you know, getting money from someone, and it from all verticals, right? From influencers and creators to investors to founders of projects and project leaders themselves. I think it's the money. The money, you know, does something to people, and there's a lot of money in crypto. There's a lot of money in Web3, and there's quick money in Web3 as well, and it's very tempting, and a lot of people fall for it. And I think that is dangerous, and we don't really have this in other industries. I think not to that extent, because it might be too easy, or it has been too easy in crypto to behave bad and get away with it. And I've seen stories. I was like, what? How the fuck can these people still be in business, behaving like this? You know, like how? So I think that's something that is definitely challenging the space. You have to be naively positive to deal sometimes with these idiots. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. It really is the money. And like you said, there's a lot of it in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now a really fun question, I thought. If Solana ID was a person, how would you describe it?
If Solana ID was a person. So it's a good question. I think the best answer is we do have our mascot, and that's just the first picture I think of, the Solidian. It's our kind of hero character, and he's a hero first and foremost. That means he's very well intentioned, and he means good for the people, and he's trying to empower humans to take care of their data, protect their data, and get more benefits in this world, right? He's spreading a lot of opportunities for people, because Solana ID is all about perks on chain and benefits, you know, and being a VIP on Solana. That's basically the pitch we give to users, why you should sign up to Solana ID, because you get better offers. And he's this, you know, this figure that helps people because, you know, it's just heroic, right? That's you do when you are a hero. So the first person I think of when I think about Solana ID is definitely the Solidian, like our hero. That goes from all our graphics, you know, like you'll see him everywhere. He's like a red thread through our brand, really. We did a comic about him, actually. That was really fun last year. So we launched a whole comic, the Solidian origin story, where he basically fought the evil bots in the internet. It was fun.
Super cool. Yeah, you definitely want to be friends with this person.
Mm-hmm. You want to be friends with Solana ID, yeah.
And for my last question, do you have any advice for newcomers who want to work in Web3?
Yeah, I think there's 1,000 things you can do. Network is probably the most beneficial one. If you know people already, start there. But not everyone knows people, I know that. So we do have really nice primitives, especially on Solana, that help you to break into Web3 and crypto, and Super Team is the biggest cheat code. So there's a community called Super Team. It's the global Solana community. They have regional leaders. So wherever you are in the world, chances are really high that there's a regional Super Team speaking your language that is fully focused on Solana development, everything. And it's for developers, it's for marketing people, it's for creators. Whatever skill you want to give to this industry, you'll be able to find a job for that skill at Super Team. So I think the first advice would be find your local Super Team, find it on Twitter, you know, join the Discord server, connect with the people, find out who's the lead, DM him or her, make sure that you understand how to get in there, how to connect. The single job of Super Team is to onboard new people to Solana. So if they don't help you, I can't help you, like, because that's their job. Like they want that, right? Like they will reply and help. So that's one thing. And the second thing is related to this is a platform called Super Team Earn. So earn.superteam.fun. You can pick up little tasks, it's like a little bit like Fiverr for Solana. So you can pick up little tasks, again, from all verticals, and just pick up a project and work on it. So you might not get a full job yet, but you can build a CV, network a little bit, apply to some of these bounties and make money, make your first money in crypto. And you don't need anything for that, right? You can just go to the platform, apply to a bounty, and if you give a compelling story why you should get it, you might get a deal over there, and make some first money in crypto. We also have jobs.solana.com. If you're really looking for a job, then jobs.solana.com has a lot of roles. You can apply for positions. And actually, we found our head of growth from there. So it works. Like people look at these submissions, and there's a way to get a job over there as well. So I think these would be some of the high level things that are quite easy to do, really, to get started. Very Solana specific, by the way.
This is great advice, actually. Really, really good. So yeah, thanks a lot. This was great insight. Loved hearing about it. Very, very interesting. And yeah, I hope we see each other again for the next round.
Yeah, I'm always there. Thank you so much.
Okay, cool.
Appreciate that.